selfish play. Del Orso, that is big time, huge for team chemistry.
Evan Karchenkov is the other. We saw him, number 8 on that white jersey. He's another freshman. He's from Germany. He's built like a linebacker out there for Arizona. Penetration, nice little over-the-shoulder pass. A little bit too firm, nearly turned over. Zach Davidson out of Southern California. Gets it back in the hand, shot up quickly, and a miss. Adeneo Soynik.
One thing Tommy Lloyd wanted to see, transition buckets. There it is. Braden Burries bringing his name up early. We saw a little bit of it Friday. Talked about it in the open. I think he's going to have a big night tonight.
That's how you jump out of the gates. McDonald's All-American. Score the first 4 points of the game.
Yeah, you know, he's only 3 for 7 from 3. Hasn't taken a lot of them, but we know he can shoot it. As I mentioned, Tommy Lloyd wanted to really see the transition in action tonight. And part of the problem on Friday's set, they fouled a lot earlier. Arizona did. They were in foul trouble, but they let Utah Tech get to the line.
It's going to be interesting. Burries is a player that will tell you, I need to go to the line more, and that's good to see right there. That's only the 4th time this year he's been. When he penetrates, when he opens that confidence up in his game, look out, everybody else.
No doubt.
This Lumberjack team out of Northern Arizona has been to the NCAA tournament a couple of times, as that one is swatted out of bounds. Good to have Mo Krivas back, full force, 7-2.
Well, and not going for the 2-3 pump fakes before, waiting until the player gets up and into the air off his feet. Good timing by Mo Krivas. I'll tell you what, Krivas has been okay offensively. He's been better defensively than anyone really gives him credit for.
Well, when you have the dynamic scoring that you have, up with it quickly, and that one comes up short. That's Ryan Abelman. We got to watch out for him, certainly basketball fans. He's out of Vegas, mechanical engineering major, Abelman. And a smart player. Excited to see him play on the other side tonight. He's part of a double team. Little step defensively for the Lumberjacks, NAU.
Well, and we'll see, how does Arizona combat that double? Right away, they double Mo Krivas. Look, he's tall enough at 7'2". It should be an easy throw over. So he should have something at least on the weak side next time he gets it. Let's see if it happens right here.
You know, I love big men passing. Get it in so he can get it out. Along the same way, it goes into the hands of Pete for a moment. Right back out. That one is short. Karchenkov misses a 3-point attempt. He's 2 of 3, now 2 of 4 from distance this year. Ivan Karchenkov out of Munich, FC Bayern Munich, since 12 years old, and moved into the senior team, the senior rotation this past year.
Yeah, he has been, I'm not going to say a big surprise because they knew he was good, but I'm surprised he's starting. I mean, to be that good is a surprise to me, but credit to him.
He's built like a wall. I mean, that's what stands out to me. There is width, but athleticism. Ooh, nearly taken away that time. Braden Burry stepped in. A little bit physical. Nice job. Really putting his nose to the basketball. That's Southern California's Zach Davidson. He's out of Mission Viejo. Played for the legend Gary McKnight. Davidson, 25 points a game to start the year. He's had a couple of big games.
Yeah, he did a good job there getting his body into Krivas. Had the earlier one blocked. Glad you said something about Gary McKnight, guy I played against when I was in Northern Cal. He was a Southern Cal guy. And, you know, Arizona's had a history of McKnight guys, modern-day guys. Reggie Geary, currently doing the radio for the U of A Wildcats. Miles Simon. There's Reggie. It looked like he knew we were talking about him.
How there was it?
Well, wait, maybe not. I asked Reggie what made Gary McKnight such a great coach, because I played against him, and he said, well, one thing, he had a nice shot there in the lane. He had terrific assistants, he had great players, and he let them play. And he was really renowned for running such a great program of accountability, Sut. You would have loved that, accountability.
Yeah, they are known for their athletics in modern day. All sports do it very, very well in the famed Trinity League in Southern California. Burries fires that one over a penetrating Karchenkov. They didn't get their wires together that time. Burries, by the way, with regard to assists, 2.5 per game. Then the other talented freshman, when you take a look at what he has done, along with Burries, Koa Pete, he's got 8 assists already in his first 2 games. That's a shocking number for a freshman, for me anyway, for Pete, those 8 assists already.
He's a terrific passer. I mean, elite passer at this point.
penetration. Beautiful pass and a nice touch. Oakland Fort with the assist. Sunny Slope High School, Phoenix, Arizona, sharing the basketball well. That one slapped out of the hand. Frustrated with they wanted a bit more of a call. Shane Berker does such a great job with the passion, legendary high school coach, and he has made his way out of that interim tag a half-decade ago, dealt with COVID, NIL, changes in recruiting, over and back that time. But as far as Northern Arizona is concerned, it's always exciting to talk to that man. You want to know why, in my opinion? He's excited to be in every single NAU event, passionate.
He is. He's really developed a sense of the community in Flagstaff. The school, NAU, has now been there. We thought, interesting set talking to him, he's won more games every year in years that he has been there, 5+ years.
And Koa rewards them. Pete with the lob. Thunder and lightning and a follow by the big man. Unable to convert, but the bodyguard was there. Tobey to clean things up.
Well, look at the passing. Now we see it from Awaka to Pete. Pete makes himself available. See, this is normally a play Burries will finish. Awaka had the bucket, but they gave the foul to Burries before he tipped it in.
Gatorade Player of the Year in California. How about winning that award in a state like California as he comes up short? San Bernardino, California. Parents are Hannah and Bobby, both of them played at Cal State San Bernardino, both of them excellent basketball players. Mom, dad in the Hall of Fame for the program. So basketball in his blood.
My guy, Dave, said, don't sleep on Burries. I said, sleep on him. I'm not sleeping on him. He said, well, he didn't have a big game on Friday against Florida. People are already down for 40 minutes. Come on, this kid's going to be electric this season.
You're not really, should you sleep on a McDonald's All-American? Yeah. You maybe need to have your basketball credentials.
Right? Yeah, we're not sleeping. Nobody's sleeping on this guy. And, you know, like I said, didn't have a big game against Florida. I think a lot of reasons for that, and part of it was Koa Pete was so hot, and I love that their team recognized that and went to Pete, as well as Jaden Bradley holding the ball there.
Pete with a high pick attempt. It's taken out of the hands of Bradley. He went up with the Jaden, and they fight for it right back. Bradley aggressive, and a technical foul. Boy, right away, the passion goes a little bit too far for Shane. He gets teed up. Leading this Northern Arizona team, more wins every single year, 6, 9, 12, 14, and 18. His plans, mid-major team to the NCAA tournament, heart and soul.
He has on the season and how he's being so unselfish delivering the basketball. But the talent level, I would go as far as to say this, Sut, and this may be surprising. Bradley shoots his free throw, knocks it in. I think it's arguably the #1 freshman class in Arizona history.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
I mean, I think it is, and we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of time. You know, I'm not crowning them yet, right? But it's right now when you look at it, 3 players. They're ranked 5th in the country. They have 3 starting in this lineup right here. We haven't even seen Aristode yet, who's a fantastic freshman with a lot to develop. And Pete right now just doing things that I can't remember a freshman ever doing.
Shane Berger, by the way, technical foul. That's why we saw those couple of shots. Carl Poom, number 9 in his jersey, who's just buried in the midsection of Tobey Awaka. Got an earful a moment ago as he fights for that rebound, tries to take it away, but Tobey's got it. Up for 3, it's short. Power rebound, is there another? Not that time. Oh boy, wow. Down underneath. Tobey is okay, and underneath him, a real physical collision that time. Goodness gracious, I'm glad everybody's okay there. Bradford comes away unscathed too.
Well, and you can just see here, that's one Pete normally connects on, but give NAU credit, fighting down there, not even close to the same size as Arizona. And that's the other thing, Seth. say maybe arguably the best freshman class Arizona history. I think this is the biggest team I've ever seen at Arizona, physically, from top to bottom, size, width, girth, everything you want to throw in there. I mean, it's just as big as I've ever seen.
Anthony Del Orso has come onto the hardwood. He subs in. Awaka fights for that rebound, takes it away from Carl Poom out of Estonia. Anthony up with it quickly.
Last year, Del Orso, the best three-point shooter on the team. I think he'll repeat that this year. And that, you come off the bench. I'll tell you what, you get a little less scouting when you come off the bench than you do as a starter. And when you come off, that was not recognizing Arizona's best shooter.
Well, and that's what depth does. Depth is dangerous, especially against a team playing at this mid-major level. One extra pass that time, unable to reward that pass. Physical play underneath. Let's see if they get Del Orso.
Well, and this is, again, transition. We saw Burries with this exact same bucket to start the game right in that spot. Nobody gets out. You can see part of the reason that's happening. Shane Burkhardt doing a great job with his team. They want to get back on defense. Their job, get to the lane and defend out. Hope Arizona misses, but that's the wrong guy to hope he misses.
Picked off. 2-on-2. Bradley takes it all the way, and he will go to the line. Yeah, they just started downhill and went to work against Travar Jackson, the Grand Canyon transfer.
I'll tell you what, Jackson did a pretty good job on that defensively. Tough call right there for him, but give credit to Bradley. He's getting to the rim. Bradley last year shot a ton of free throws. Surprised how many he shot when I looked at the numbers, and this kind of shocked me. He actually shot one more free throw than Caleb Love did.
Yeah, he's been to the line outside of Coa Pete more than anyone. And for Bradley, you love it. That's kind of what I was intimating when talking about Braden Burries. That part of his game flowers, right? Maybe penetrating a little more, going to the line more.
Yeah, absolutely, right? And to see these two guys together doing that, whew. The attack on the rim is significant every game.
So Jay, by the way, as we'll watch points, if he has a massive night, he'll get there. But he's 33 points coming in shy of 1,000. Senior out of Rochester, New York, and the Alabama transfer, Jade Bradley. Nice little pass to the man out of Estonia. He has got a wall in front of him, though. Up with it quickly. Nearly got the roll that time, but Arizona back the other way. Anthony Del Orso rings off the front of the basket. Boy, that had a beautiful stroke to it. Thought it was true. 14-5, Wildcats on top. Shooting 33% Arizona. That shot percentage raises for the Lumberjacks. A bucket by Brennan Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson, only 3 points a game so far this season. Big shot, and there's the problem. If you try to lay off Coa Pete, who's not known for his jump shot yet, I think that'll change over time. He drains one, so what do you do with it?
And by the way, for Coa Pete, that triple, when you talk about the three, his first of the year. I mean, now we're just adding to the resume.
I know.
Coming in, it's interesting. Steps violation, good defensive stand for the Wildcats. Not a ton of threes being shot by Arizona in the first two games.
Yeah, they really are kind of a penetrating team. I think you'll see more teams that they play back off some of the players, make them make the three. They're so good in transition, they get to the rim.
Getting to know Coa, and it's been a pleasure to do so as a broadcaster. Committed to Arizona back on March 27th, 2025. Everyone in his athlete, and I mean everyone, all of his siblings athletes, college level, professional level. He drops home a triple. It's his second three of the year.
And that felt big for him, for his confidence. I think he's a guy, did not play last year, was hurt all of last year, so really has not played in a couple years. So I think just something to see the ball go in. We always talk about the ball going in on a free throw, but you see a three go in, your first check-in, that's big for his confidence. Well, and I think, again, the Shane Burkhardt defense, it's a smart defense. They're trying to defend the lane, defend outside, try to run at shooters, and hope Arizona misses. That's kind of picking their poison. If they're going to make it, they're in trouble.
Aristotle lived 3 years in Spain after growing up in the Netherlands, almost exclusively for the basketball. Well, that's a long ways away, spotting up for 3 with a miss that time. Speaking of Dwayne.
Almost a set shot right there.
Yes, with his body side saddle.
Yeah.
Not on line with the basket. Aristotle committing to Arizona back in October of 2024. Penetration, defense, answers for the Cats. Shooting about 25%, right at that number for the Lumberjacks. Northern Arizona out of the Big Sky Conference. Murray steps back. Fight underneath. Get a bucket underneath. Nothing there. Krivas trying to fight to get that bucket. Whistled for his first personal. That's the 15th foul. Ryan Abelman finds his way on for Northern Arizona. Ivan Karchenkov also finds his way in as well. Eight minutes have disappeared. 19-7 the Cats on a 15-2 run.
NAU runs good stuff, going side to side here, getting ball movement, getting the shot clock down to under 10, and pretty good shot right there, just not able to connect.
Shane Burker says, their head coach, that they try to run pretty much a lot of what you would see offensively to the Wildcats.
Yeah, and you saw it there. I thought that's the kind of possession they need from here on out. Their tough issue right now is just stopping Arizona.
That one tipped out of bounds. 19-7, the number to start things. Koa Pete not disappointing, opening the game.
Player and person, and I think you can see that clearly when you watch him play.
Yeah, Koa Pete's brother Todd, football at 3 schools, including Nebraska's. Tome goes up strong, comes up short. Brother Andrus, football, Stanford. And then a couple of years of tackle with New Orleans, Las Vegas. In the NFL, brother Cassius. Football, Virginia, Michigan State, Sis Leilani. Basketball at Seattle and USF, Sis Maya, Texas Tech. Brother Keona here, playing here football. I mean, that's just a rundown of talking about the family athleticism. It's incredible.
And I think his brother Andrus started left tackle for the Steelers this weekend. His other brother playing here, Arizona wins, big win against KU, and now he's here. So it's everywhere you turn. It's a Thanksgiving. There's a lot of bragging rights from everybody.
And it's been fun watching he and his mates and the selflessness that he brings to the floor. Northern Arizona trying to find their stride. 5 turnovers over the last 6.5 minutes, 1 of their last 8. Nearly picked off. Beautiful. Oh, to the backboard. Ivan Karchenkov is there to swat it to German.
Well, and Karchenkov was the one you said nearly picked off. He was on the ground at half court to come back and block that.
Long distance pass into the corner. A lid on the bucket, that one rolls in and out for Braden Burris, the freshman from San Bernardino, California. Burris played his travel basketball, strive for greatness, UIBL circuit. His athletes will all tell you that's a strong penetration at a bucket. There's GCU transfer Trayvon Jackson. He's an Alaska man.
Yeah, that was nice. 6 points so far this year, 9 rebounds, 21 minutes, and you can see he's going to be a good player for them in the Big Sky.
He's a JUCO bandit too a couple of times as this one's taken away. Trayvon Jackson. And it comes up empty. He wanted maybe a whistle, frustrated. Anyway, twice a JUCO All-American. So the gyms aren't this fancy, the trips aren't this fancy, and to be an All-American at that grind level tells you something.
Yeah. Good players, good guards especially.
Physical presence. What do you do with size and athleticism. That's Tobey Awaka out of Hyde Park, New York.
Well, you just hope he's on your team, number one. I don't know how you guard him. Seriously, like if you had to guard him, I just don't know how you box him out.
He's had some fun games through his couple of years here. Finding his home. Here is Awaka.
But did you see his elbow right there just push off the defender? It was a legal play, but create that space because of the strength. That's incredible upper body strength.
It's understanding, it's knowing your strength. He's the son of Henrietta and Sonny. And he too was a Gatorade Player of the Year, like all these youngsters we've been talking about. And he was the 22, speaking of Tobey as he sits down now, Gatorade Player of the Year in the gritty state of New York.
Oh, yeah. Well, we usually think of guards from New York and came out with a big man, you know.
Now with a guy who looks like he could play for the Giants or the Jets.
100%. I would bet, like, pretty strongly if he got drafted in the NFL as a defensive end. I know Julius Peppers made it and was one of the all-time greats, right? You think of another tight, think of like some of the tight ends, the tight end from the Chargers. You think of the Chiefs tight end, played at Cal. And, you know, he's bigger than all of them. And I think just as athletic. I think he'd be a no-brainer NFL player.
That one rings in and out just inside the free throw line from Koa Pete.
Tony Gonzalez. I was thinking too much of Kelsey, not Gonzalez.
That's an incredible bucket.
That was.
Sure how Adane got that one to go in. Adane Osojnik out of Slovenia.
Yeah, we talked to him before the game, and nice player.
Very nice player. He was excited to come and pronounce his name for us. Adane, we're doing our best to get it right.
I still don't know. I'm letting you do it. He's back at it, but you notice Krivas at 7'2". He blocks half of his shots right off the hand of people, not even in the air.
And he wants the basketball inside now. He has got himself a mismatch. How about that roll? For three. Jaden Bradley with the triple.
Jade gave a little prayer hands at the end of that to give respect maybe to the basketball gods. And, you know, that's the one thing to me, Sut. He makes that shot, he's an NBA player tomorrow. He had a dunk on Friday night that I don't think more than 2 or 3 Arizona point guards in history could make.
Really?
Yeah, Jason Terry, number 1. If you include Reggie Geary as a 1, Reggie was more of a 2-3. But it was incredible dunk.
Oh, Bradley.
Wow. Wow.
A circus play through the lane off the glass with the English. Oh, Jaden.
I mean, we were just talking about him shooting threes. Let's get back to what he loves. Spin, spin, spin around. Cue it up there off the board. Spin it off the board. Let's go.
ESPN Plus, Big 12 basketball. The Boneyard on the outskirts of Tucson, Arizona. Some of the great military planes through history that have come to rest. So many memories and stories, the stories of those that have visited. Of course, used in the fun backdrop of the 80s coming-of-age movie, Can't Buy Me Love.
That's right.
Dempsey took his love interest out there to look at the stars.
Oh, one of my favorite growing up.
27-11, the Arizona Wildcats on top. A little step back and a beautiful rotation there, Brendan Peterson. So he's from Dream City Christian, Scottsdale, Arizona originally. He played at Notre Dame Prep prior to that for 3 years. MVP up in North Scottsdale.
Yeah, only 6 feet tall, not real big, and as young as he is, that's a beautiful move. A lot more to come from him.
Pete sends that one inside, and the guts and grit trying to take it away of Zach Davidson. There was a mismatch for sure.
Well, Davidson did a good job. He fronted Krivas on that, and one thing Krivas was trying to do was to push him as high as he could, maybe get to the free throw line, but Davidson held his ground.
Down on the shot clock, the Cats inbound the basketball. Just close it, big fella, just close it. Got tired of being pushed around. Mo Krivas takes it home.
Well, that was something we were talking to Tommy Lloyd about. When Mo Krivas has momentum and he's moving like that on the pick and roll and doesn't have to stop and restart, much better feel.
Grabs a bucket, Krivas, and draws a foul his way.
See, this is different stuff than just catching it in the post. Watch, he's on the move, catches, turns, uses the body, may have taken an extra step, but I like what he did in terms of the momentum there and got right to the basket, used his size.
Arizona moves into the bonus. Krivas will go to the line. Oh, a couple of points, a couple of rebounds, a couple of fouls he has doled out in his 5 minutes of play. 2 of 2 from the line this year, just going a couple of times in his first 2 games. Out of Lithuania. Playing big moments as a younger man at the U20 FIBA European Championships in Crete the summer of 2023, where he put up massive numbers, including a couple of blocks per game.
Shot 70% from the line last year. You would think, and he's probably gotten better at that, could be a really good shooter down the stretch for them.
An important piece this year. It was back in February a couple of years ago as they put the pressure on in front of the NAU bench. And it's turned over. How about that? Some lockdown backcourt pressure.
Well, that's the thing. You got Bradley picking up. I mean, it's one thing to have Bradley guarding you at half court. Then he decides to pick up at 85 feet. And I think Bradley, you know, I was going to say how good of a defender is. He actually reminds me of Jason Terry on the defensive side. But when you add everything together, I think he's one of the most complete point guards in the entire nation and has been disrespected so far by the media.
Pete along the baseline, and a whistle that time. Again, Carl Bloom out of Tartu, Estonia. USF transfer. And Koa goes back to the line. First free throw good. $16 in the semifinals, state title game, high school, 20 in the finals with a broken hand, Koa Pete. He played games in high school that, you know, those games that dads will be talking about to their sons that they played with and against him.
For sure.
Back in high school.
Well, Shane Burkar, the coach of NAU, will have a daughter who's playing college basketball and went to the same school as Pete.
Yeah, he's really excited about her, by the way. She is headed off to play college basketball at Pacific. Signing day tomorrow. We want to congratulate her. Mother of 4, Bella, Rasan, Brooklyn, and Bennett. And Apple doesn't fall too far from the 3, college basketball player. Congrats, Dad and Mom.
Yeah, that's cool.
His wife, Julie. Del Orso finds the wide open man. He's chasing it. And he's getting that way quickly.
He's getting close. He's getting close. And more importantly, that jumper looks on point right now.
Look, I said it had to be a big night. Something like 34. He's got 13. He's on pace to get to that 34.
Well, years ago, Sean Elliott had a massive game to break Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. This is not the same, but it'd be pretty cool to see him put up a big number. Nice job by Del Orso to get in the lane, create the 2 defenders on him. And again, they're not just giving him that shot, but they're certainly not. They're defending from inside the paint is what I should say. They're allowing that shot at least on a run out.
Here's what I love about Jaden Bradley. You folks may agree. Boys and Girls Club of Tucson, partnering with Subaru to give back bicycles into the community. He has made this home and made it home to those who need it most as well. I love that about Jaden Bradley. Beautiful pass, by the way, Pete, to Krivas.
Well, I was two things. I heard this about Bradley too, and it was real, very authentic. This was not a photo op or for some, some newspaper article. I heard that about him. It's a cool story. And how great was the Pete pass right there? Didn't lob it. He just threw it with a nice average speed right to Krivas' hand.
2 assists. We were talking about that. He's been good for 4 assists per game. He's got 2.
If I'm not mistaken, Arizona has an assist for every field goal tonight, or it's close.
You're right so far.
Look at that, right to Krivas' hands. And I think Krivas next time should keep that up. Don't even need to bring it down 1 inch. It was such a perfect pass right to the pocket.
You and I have done, gosh, it feels like a decade's worth of games together, and that's one of the things you really taught me early on in our time together. If you can come close, above 50% is great. If you're going 1 for 1, assist for field goal, you're really showing everyone how to play basketball.
Big time, right? That is.
That'll excite that head coach over there and his entire staff.
Well, what was the first thing we heard from him, right? Selfless. He wants to see completely selfless play.
Well, he hung in there nicely. That's a couple of shot blocks. Didn't dole out the foul, Karchenkov. That was actually tough to do. He backs his way into trouble, kicks it out of bounds. Cats hold on to it. 38-13, a strong night for the Cats tonight, a 17-2 run. Thanks for spending time with us. And what we're seeing tonight, Matt, things are opening up a little bit. 5 3-point makes. That wasn't the trend first couple of games.
Yeah, it really wasn't. They had only shot 20 3-pointers in 2 games. That's only 10 a game, obviously. And this is a lot of a function of NAU playing this defense, forcing Arizona to make threes, and Arizona's responded. You look at their 3.5 out of 10 right now. They were coming into this game shooting 45%, and I think the 3 set was a big question for this Arizona team.
Pete's got one. Pete dropped one in from distance. That was his first of the year. They were good on the inbound. They're 3:45 to head this team into the locker room for halftime. Exhibitions against St. Mary's, Embry-Riddle, then a win over Florida, a nationwide discussed win over Florida, and then a dominating win over Utah Tech.
Oh yeah, the game over Florida, to me, statement game. And if they can win those games without, back to the three-point shot, without shooting three, that tells you a lot about this team's offense.
A step back trip. Anthony Del Orso.
Well, and to underscore the three-point conversation set, out of 358 teams in the NCAA, Arizona's 357 in attempts, 10 a game. Only Bakersfield at 9 a game has taken less. And again, I think we'll see that number go way up, especially when you see them making shots right now.
Del Orso just a couple of buckets away from 1,400 career points. Did a ton of that scoring while doing special things in Campbell before transferring over. Here's a Delhi three.
This is where, you know, on defense, I think Delhi's strength is going to help him, but that's another area it'll help is shooting. You look at the leg, the lift, the base right there was so on point, and I think of shooters, balance may be one of the #1 things you think about. That was perfect balance.
Elevates, and a couple of rolls that aren't kind, but finally one is good to Koa Pete. After the Delhi miss, Koa puts it home.
Well, we talk a lot about the second jump a guy has, and I feel like sometimes people say that and it's not even really that big of a thing. That's a big deal right there. This second jump by Pete is completely effortless, and watch how quick it is. Boom, boom, he's up again, and it's almost a dunk. He could have dunked it.
And I'm going to guess, I'm sitting here a decade plus broadcasting the sport, something that never crossed my mind that makes so much sense. I always go crazy about catching passes. You know how I get excited about good hands, which to me gets overlooked in this sport. That's a great thing to me, the quick recycle right back up. Athleticism on display.
Yeah, without taking a step, right? You just have it in you.
Isaiah Shaw goes to the line. Casey, Dana, his parents, dad on the GCU coaching staff, mom, legendary player. Uncle Bryce, the head coach of Grand Canyon. His other uncle, of course, the head coach at Baylor. Great family. Homer Drew, legendary coach at
Legendary.
So Isaiah, special basketball family.
That is cool.
Born in Rome while dad was playing basketball internationally. There was a break coming. Kobe turned and on his way with the hammer.
Yeah, there's some you want to challenge as a defender, not that one.
Well, once he snapped out of that break, you could sense the reach and the attempt, and he just broke your rubber band, picked off. Taken right back out of his hands. Nice job. The lob bucket. The athletic Trayvon Jackson pays off Osoyonik with a beautiful pass. Arne Osoyonik, who picked up that big steal.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. And Shane Burkhart told us, he said, look, if we can defend and get stops, we have players that can get transition and score on the other end. And you saw it there. Murray's having trouble right there at half court. Thought that was pretty good defense. There it is right there. Look out. Everyone moved away. And you see how hard he's dunking it. When the side rim bends like that, you know that's strength. And then the nice transition lob dunk.
Yeah, it was the steal from Osoyonik. It was actually Shaw that ended up with the beautiful pass, the lob for the assist. First end of a 1-and-1 is a miss by Burris. Burris here in this first half has 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 12 minutes of work. The Cats have gone 8 deep into their bench tonight.
Doesn't it feel like they're about to put a 100 spot every time they play?
Yes.
I mean, you're looking right there. They're on pace for about, what, 93, 94.
Korchenkov
They make one here, but.
And a foul, reach around, trying to stop things. Travar Jackson, hang with us at half. We congratulate Arizona as they win the national championship. Arizona Triathlon, the heartbeat of the program, undefeated this year. Kelly Wetland, her journey is a unique one. We'll have that amazing story. And of course, first half highlights and stats. Arizona, this is a 3-year-old program, 3-year-old triathlon program. And in their 3 years, they've won 2 national championships.
I know that story from Kelly and had to look at it because I gave a talk to the athletes that came in this year, and we highlighted her. And you got to listen to this story. I'll just give a little hint. Multiple sports, incredible transition to triathlon and championships in the making.
So that's fun. That's fun at halftime. Think of the athleticism and the mind over matter athleticism for that mind as well. ASU finished second, TCU third, Queens University, which is in Charlotte, fourth, and the University of San Diego fifth, with Arizona winning the national championship. Well, you think of natural fits and sports that are evolving as college sports, and you think, where has this been all of our lives? It makes so much sense to have triathlon at the collegiate level.
Yeah, I mean, it's Olympic sport, right?
And a good one. Getting the clock all set up. We're looking at 34, shot clock at 30, 46-17. The Wildcats, 8 of their last 10 from the floor, shooting 48%. And let's check on that assist count. 13 assists, 14 made field goals. And Coach Verkar calls a timeout, brings his team over to have a conversation. I know, look, when we talk to him, he really prides himself in developing players and understands that if his team wins 20, 22 games, plays their way into the NCAA tournament, he may lose some of those players. He understands how it works, and he's just fine with that.
Yeah, he is. And as you said, the great story, building them up to go to another level. That level happens to be high Division I. To me, one of the coolest stories you can have. And, you know, he said player development a lot like Tommy Lloyd when Tommy Lloyd did it in Gonzaga. That's what they have to do. That's what Tommy did in those early years at Gonzaga.
State Coach of the Year, won close to 300 games at Mesa High School. Makes the jump from high school, then on a coaching staff in college. Listen, my daughter went to NAU, 4 years in Flagstaff, Arizona. And if it's a fit for an athlete, it is one of the most beautiful places sneaking in America.
Love it.
Beautiful place, and for him to be able to recruit the type of athletes that fit there. As an athlete, you're going to be fit. Very high elevation, way above a mile high up there.
Can we give a shout out to his dad?
Well, that's right, his dad served.
His dad, Tony Burkhart, served in Vietnam. So shout out to Tony.
His dad and his father-in-law. His father-in-law, Kenny, as well. Thank you, good reminder. That's a good man over there. Shot clock about to disappear. And an empty possession for Northern Arizona. And that'll frustrate. Look, he called a timeout. He wanted something positive to take his team into the locker room. Yeah,
just such good defense. The one positive, they don't give the ball back in transition. So now Arizona's got to run a home run play with 2.4 seconds. And, you know, when you get this, you get about two dribbles, maybe 2.5 dribbles.
Matt Muehlbach, I feel a moment coming. I feel a highlight. I feel a highlight.
Manifest it. There it comes.
It's on its way. We're going to send you into the locker room with the highlight that you'll see a lot of places. Better hurry if it's going to happen. Long distance comes up short.
That was close.
I don't feel that highlight coming anymore, but you know what? It was a half with a ton of the communities. He stands table front in front of us out of Rochester, New York, and an Alabama transfer. Let's enjoy this second half together. And I would imagine in all reality, we're going to get to see some of the players deeper on the depth chart get to play. A little bit aggressive on the lob there and couldn't come together. They're trying to get Koa beat. How about that follow? Zach Davidson, Ryan Abelman, they work.
This is again good NAU highlight tape. When they defend, when they get a stop, they've been really good in transition and getting a bucket on the other end.
NAU shooting 27% on the game, 8 of 30 from the floor. It was a no-look effort there from Koa, and it was thwarted and knocked out of bounds.
You know, and I think the first 5 minutes, interesting here. How does Arizona respond? You got the big lead in the first half, right? Tommy Lloyd preaching habits. Doesn't matter what the score is. Let's see if this team really pays attention to the details.
There's always an angle for a head coach. Shane Burker on the other side. There's an angle for his team. What they're trying to do. Well, that is a physically strong man, just a little bit firm off the iron that time. Another block without leaving his feet. You talked about it. It's not ever in the air. That's 3 blocks for Mo.
And Bradley, we talked about the 3. There it was. In transition, I like that play. Typically have a good chance at an offensive rebound if you don't make it. And here's the block. This is a double because this is number 1. Didn't leave the floor and the ball never left the guy's hand.
3 blocks for Krivas, and he will have many more throughout this year. By the way, on the offensive side, sorry to interrupt you. Mo had 6 points and 3 rebounds in the first half. They step right out on Burry, so Korchenkov takes advantage. There's a chance for some offense. You get a rebound, you get a bucket. That's how you do it.
Yeah, that was really well done. And the left hand, that spin to his left. We've seen him with the moves down low. He has moves. And we saw it right there. Nice touch with the left. Big thing here, you know, he kept it high after the rebound. That little left softy touch. And I think, remember, again, what did he play? 8 games last year, right? And big guys already have a little more difficult time trying to get in rhythm.
Lithuanian native, 6 points, 6 rebounds per game in his first 2 games. For his little stutter step, nearly lost his footing.
It's hard to double him in the post because he's so tall.
Come on, Mo. Come on, Mo. Little spin jump hook in the paint.
Well, we think of confidence on jump shots, right? How about confidence with post moves? It's everywhere. And, you know, this is giving him that confidence here. Nice job by Mo.
That was fluid and beautiful. How about 4 blocks? He's having a night. This is fun to watch. He's actually kind of having a second half right away.
Yeah, I agree.
Grabs another rebound. So for Krivas, it's 10 points, it's 5 rebounds, it's 4 blocks.
I'd go to him here. He's feeling it.
I agree with you. He's got such a height advantage. There is no one that can match his size. Along the baseline, reverse effort. Unable to put it away. Frustrated with himself. Koa Pete. Unable to get the roll, but a follow and another unkind roll that time. Zach Davidson.
Yeah, but impressed with NAU in transition. They're getting down there and getting good shots. Rivas again. There you go.
Take it, big fella. Take it, big fella. The soft touch. Oh, Rivas on a roll. Out of the locker room in the second half. Now up to 12 points.
And that move, Sut, to me, that is the perfect move where you use enough physicality to not create an offensive foul. And it's a real art to try and figure that out. He did it right there.
And we usually don't talk about big fellas on heaters. There's another block.
Heater on blocks and jump hooks. Well, watch this right here. He puts his body into the defender, but just enough to get separation. For big guys, that's hard to do because they often get called for the offensive foul.
May have given him 1 extra, but I feel like he's at 5. They have him at 4 right now, but he's got 6 boards. Hey, something interesting, folks. You like this, right at home? He's got 6 rebounds. How about 4 of them are offensive rebounds?
Sut, my favorite thing tonight is you used heater to describe rebounds, blocks, and jump hooks, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
I was about to say, usually that term heater is reserved for guards getting hot from distance, right? And jumper after jumper.
Yeah.
As that one's fired out of bounds, a rare turnover as we will step aside. The night that a 7'2" man went on a heater in the great state of Arizona. It's cool outside. Stand by, Mo, you'll warm up.
Pointed out, we have seen the full repertoire.
I want to give him that 5th block, but maybe I'm just being aggressive. I got to be honest with you folks at home.
We may have to like audit that for sure.
It's almost like in baseball when they call down from the dugout to the official score. Can we review that one?
Is that an error or a hit?
We want to give him another block. Somehow there was a fingertip on a basketball. It's been fun to watch. That's the bottom line. And you can see confidence blossom in an athlete. Defensive stand for the Cats that time. They get a fresh shot clock. Didn't have to take that shot. I think he thought he had lost that shot clock.
I think so, yeah.
52-19.
Right in front of the bench. The bench has to let him know that.
And a turnover. Del Orso pounds his chest with his fist. My fault, he says. Turnovers. The Cats 7.
By the way,
Arizona 10.
Congratulations to your Dodgers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Not sure if everyone loves when you say that on the air, but that's okay. I appreciate it.
Well, I got to say that for you because your dad was a big part of the organization.
Yes, his number hangs from not the rafters, but on the wall there, yes.
If your announcing partner has a dad whose number hangs from the walls, it's got to be mentioned, whether you like him or you don't.
You know what? I'm going to stop apologizing. You're right, Matt. Thank you. That was fun.
And it was a great series. That's what we all want to see.
Matt and I, when we get together, obviously a baseball fan, so when he and I talk about it, he's a Royals fan. You're a Royals fan, that's your team. Got a chance to spend a couple of hours with your friend, Bobby Witt.
Bobby Baseball.
The other night.
He'll probably be a Dodger someday.
That's enough on it. This is sports talk.
My emotional hedge.
Aaron Stone comes up short with that one. Wayne with a couple of magical plays in the first half, the native of the Netherlands. He's got 3 points. He's got a couple of assists as well. He's been sharing the basketball. Oh, things got a little bit and it's sent back the other way.
Davidson, that was a classic case of almost being too quick on the spin because by the time he spun, Krivas had not moved.
Zach is quite a story, and quite a story of courage. His mom, Kelly. His brothers, by the way, Davidson, both played college basketball at Clemson. Nick and Blake. You got the third bro playing college basketball in northern Arizona. NAU with an answer defensively so far. Shot clock is at 3. Del Orso steps back. A nice defensive stand that time.
Yeah, good to stand by them. On the flip side, Tommy Lloyd not happy about that offensive possession. In fact, he's talking to his players. And that reminds me, that was a thing Lute Olson used to do to his players, is coach the guys that weren't in the game. And it was incredibly effective because they would get in eventually.
There's no better classroom than a live classroom right there in front of you. They're active, NAU. The Lumberjacks, that pass a little bit firm. That's a tough place to sneak that basketball into to Travar Jackson. That one rings in and out. A chance at 3. Mo working hard, knocks it out of bounds. NAU basketball.
I'll tell you what, though, Aristode looks better today than he's looked in the first 2 games. A little more comfortable, a little more in rhythm, and I think we're just going to see that happen more and more as each game goes.
Bradley sits down with 13 points. And on the other side, looking like he's been physically beat up just a little bit. Because he's playing hard, Zach Davidson will take a seat. He's got 5 points, 17 hard minutes.
He's guarding Krivas. Think about that. He's got at least a 5 or 6 inch difference.
Hurries takes it away. Oh!
I was wondering how he would lay that in. If it was off of 1 foot, would he kind of slow down? It was really beautiful off the jump stop and then float in the air.
Woo! That elevation. Think about it. And a slam from Jackson.
Jackson's been impressive today. Not only that play, but just how he moves and how he gets positioned.
Well, Soyanik did a really good job. He had 3 bodies around him to find the open man, and a heading play by Travar getting himself in the right spot.
Agreed, yeah. Look at his defense now. He's pretty good defense. Yeah, here it is right there. Oh, that was the steal. Watch this here, how he goes to the two-footed lean-in jump stop and then got in the air. And there's the part you were talking about, the nice little dime underneath the underhand pass.
54-21. NAU won for their last 11. But Shane Burkhardt had an interesting thing to say when his team practiced in this building last night. He said, look around you, by the way. Take it in. You're going to be in front of 14,000 tomorrow night. This is what if we make the NCAA tournament. This is what it will look like. This is what it will feel like. So prepare. Whether you win or lose, and I'd love for you to win and pull off a miracle tomorrow, but use this as a reminder of what we're playing for once we get through the Big Sky.
Yeah, he said we're going to play him in November. If we ever play Arizona or a team like this in March, we've succeeded.
And he made it clear, if we find our way in, this is who will play.
Yep.
This type of team.
Well, that exact thing happened here years ago. I believe you and I were on the call. I think it was Baltimore, Maryland. See Aristotle getting to the rim, missed the easy part there.
That was University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Maryland, Baltimore County. Coach Odom, and he told us, I want to do these games because if we get in the tournament, we're going to play a team like this. And sure enough, they played Virginia and beat them.
Unbelievable.
First time it ever happened.
Another
16 seed.
From the Cats. A lob. Boy, talk about a size disadvantage that time. And they'll grab hold of him at a couple of times. 54-21. The Cats, a strong night tonight in front of a great crowd. Tom Kelly, his brothers Nick and Blake played Clemson. And it was during the recruiting process that head coach of Northern Arizona reached out to the young man. It was within 24 hours that he had found out that one slow down below. Beautiful movement of the basketball. Just to finish the thought on the courage and the guts of the athlete for NAU, and a heart and soul player for the team. In the middle of the recruiting process, they lost their patriarch of the family. He lost his dad. And so obviously there's a feeling there for Shane that he steps in and helps and plays that role for a young man at a really important time in his life. Travar Jackson, a nice bucket. But when you talk to a coach like Shane Burkhardt over there, and he shares stories like that and understands, he makes it clear, like, why do we feel like we can hang with some of the best at the mid-major level? Why do we want to become that team? One thing, I'll keep it simple. We spend time with our players. That's the sentence he used.
Yeah, and beautifully told, Sut. Thanks for sharing that. It's Aristotle knocks that one down, starting to get some confidence. But what Shane Burkhardt said was what all coaches are trying to do now, right? This is not transactional anymore. It's relational. You have to be relational. It's the only way to have a team with accountability and to be able to get on guys, deal with guys, get them on, wow, look at that bomb.
That's a long distance, and I mean long distance triple, as that one is dropped in, and a little bit of a punch back there. Campusano, Diego Campusano with the bucket. Del Orso trying to match him, wasn't he?
And you know what I love? NAU's still playing hard. They're getting after it right now. You see right here the long jump shot. It was a high arcing pass with a high arcing shot that went higher than I think the shot clock behind the backboard.
Some moments certainly for NAU, but a game in which it's played out as a mismatch as we head to the final 10 minutes of this contest. Jackson has 8 points. Owaka grabs the rebound. Isaiah Shaw with the miss. Shaw's got a couple of points in 17 minutes. Pete to Aristotle. Aristotle, number 2 with the 3.
And the coaches from Arizona jumped up on that play. That was a play right there that Burries could have shot it. He didn't. He gave it up to Pete, who could have shot it for a better shot. He didn't. He gave it over to Aristotle, and that was the best look. That's the essential one-on-one teamwork.
21 field goal makes for Arizona. 16 of them have been assisted upon.
Well, he's working it.
Yeah, he's working it. He dropped in that big 3 earlier, and Camposano again now has got 5 points.
A nice little run by him.
And a little bit further down on the depth chart, Camposano's earned himself a chance to maybe buy some more playing time when they move closer to the big sky. Chris Coleman, another one of those players, not used a ton in the first couple of games. Tonight, a little baptism by fire.
Burries now goes to the point for Arizona. Got it taken away. Dang. That was athletic right there by Jackson. We've seen already some athletic play. That was at the top of the highlight.
Out of West Anchorage High School in Anchorage, Alaska. He's working on his master's degree, Trayvon Jackson. As that one rolls in. No bucket, obviously.
Burries, the double came, and he didn't really aggressively meet it. And when you don't, you're going to get it stolen like that. And you know, you just got to be careful holding it at the top like that. If someone's going to pressure you, you got to just beat him. And Burries can, and that's what he did the last play by drawing the foul.
Ariston again with the triple. It's a coming out party tonight for number 2.
Chart this 11-11-25 where it clicked for Dwayne Ariston.
Yeah, he's got 12 points. He's got a couple of boards, a couple of assists. Camposano lines up a 3, bangs off the back of the iron at the 8-minute mark. Ooh. Pretty good effort there by Shaw. Got a lot of the body when he was taking it away.
Well, we talked about Ariston getting some confidence, and we've seen it tonight. Now not just open jumpers, off the break or off the play there.
Family members, those that are friends. By the way, the half, I wanted to mention the 17 as we're at 65-30. That's the fewest points the Cats have allowed in the first half. Since 16, they held USC back in March of 2024 in the Pac-12. Remember the Pac-12, folks? The Pac-12 tournament.
Hey, the Pac-8 is reuniting next year.
I'm hearing about the building and the construction. It's exciting.
By the way, the military thing they did on one of the timeouts where they played each song of each military branch tonight was one of the coolest things I've seen in McHale in a long time.
They asked wherever you serve to rise and honor your branch, and one by one they played all 4 anthems. Different fight songs for all 4 branches of the military. Shaw with a nice job, just didn't get the roll.
Yeah, good move. Did the hard part.
Played at Grand Canyon, played at Valparaiso. Talking about Uncle Bryce coaches GCU, Uncle Scott coaches Baylor. There's some touch and feel that is going on with that man. Camposano has got 5 points. Great anticipation. It's picked off. And all the way to the bucket. That's a pretty play. And we've had a couple of moments. It's Bradford that time, Kevon Bradford. Those are his first points of the game.
Yeah, nice job not only to steal it, but coast to coast got into Evan Nelson and whoo.
Owaka rocks that backboard. It's still shaking down there.
That was one where he kind of leaned into it. I haven't seen that one from him.
Turned over, Wildcat basketball. Turnover count, that's 14. Here's Tobe.
Kind of leans into this one, and if we're going to see a backboard break this year, my money's on Owaka.
Nobody wants that, right? Because here's what'll happen. First of all, we don't like things to break. There's a lot of work. They do such a great job, the facilities folks here. Number 2, no one wants to listen to our 15 minutes of filling because all we would do is just do the random stuff that we talk about when we're not on air. So nobody wants that.
No, ratings would not go up.
Boy, Burries with the he took it home.
How he got from the wing to the right side and how fast he gets there. And then kind of hung with the right hand, kind of extended that right hand at the last moment. That's why he made it. It was not easy in traffic.
Brayton with 9, 4 boards, a couple of assists as well, and 23 minutes of work versus 3 of 7 from the floor. Well, how about that pivot? Quick drop step, beautiful bucket. Osoyenik, Arne Osoyenik, the Eastern Michigan transfer. Look at him passing the ball, swinging it all the way around, and it rings in and out. That's Evan Nelson on now, the Tucson native, the Harvard transfer. And a chance to see number 21 in that white jersey. And that one is rattled home, banged home, and it's a triple. Coleman with the bucket that time. Chris Coleman, his first points of the game.
Came right off the bench, launched it with confidence.
You bet he's there to help out, and he'll go to the line because of it. An offensive rebound that time.
Well, here's that Burries. Look at this, how far and how high that right hand extended. That was a ton of skill.
Tobe Awaka goes to the line. Came in 5 of 8. Tonight, 1 of 2 and 2 of 3.
I think the strongest player in U of A history. I think a couple names come to mind. Michael Wright was a player here. Ed Stokes. We'll go way back. Tom Tolbert from the '88 Final Four team. You've probably been on Tolbert's show before.
I have. That's a good mention by you. Tommy T's a good.
Did you have Tommy T on a little baseball talk?
Yes. I like that. I like the comps of the
strength comp.
The scary men.
The weight room comp.
Men, yes. Hey, by the way, Tobe, we should have told you, I think we did at some point, he had 18 boards in his last game.
Yeah.
He was 12 plus 18 in that game. Averaging 11.5 boards, obviously. And he had just a handful against Florida.
Arizona's kind of thrown out this little double team action that they do on defense. I like it because, first of all, Tommy Lloyd puts that in because you can mix things up, and it's also, as a player, it's fun. You get excited when you see something new out there, do a little double, you get the steal, it's a dunk on the other end.
That's a great shot of him leaning over, talking to Coach Murphy, his associate head coach. He wants somebody to come in this game. Send Murphy down to send the news. We'll tell you who it is in a moment. But it was greeted with a ton of joy when the word was spread. Get ready to get in this contest. Beautiful English off the window. That's exactly what occurred. C.D. Gay gets the call. And that's the man that was smiling and excited to get that call out of Senegal. Slicing right through for a couple of points. Oakland Fort out of Phoenix, Sunny Slope High School.
Nice finish for him.
Fort's 650 points in his career. Really good student. Tobe, no foul there. He goes to the hardwood. Creates a crater over there. Physical play in this last bit. Everybody pitching in tonight. Del Orso's got 8 points. Running out front. How about that? Wheel and deal. Pretty stuff tonight. Cats having fun. Mick Cronin's team excited for this one. What a great get-together that's going to be.
Hey, props to Arizona and UCLA and everybody involved that made that happen. And I think they have, what, a 2 or 3 game series. So awesome that they keep that going after conference realignment.
They miss one another. They're old friends.
That's right.
To do it more often. Swatted off the window. CD comes on.
CD.
Well, CD Gay is on out of Senegal, a freshman. He's 6'11". Had a couple of points in 3 minutes against Utah Tech.
Talked about Koa Pete. That second jump. How about that quick first jump from CD?
He was joyful when he got the tap on the shoulder that he was coming in.
Oh, yeah.
I caught that moment.
You caught it?
There. That's what your assistant and associate head coaches, you let them have that joy, right? If you're Tommy Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
But in all seriousness, an opportunity for a player to add to the depth chart. These minutes matter a lot for him. He's got 15 points now.
And when I felt like, or when I thought there would be an outburst, I wouldn't think it would be mainly threes. And that's what we've seen tonight.
He's played for Netherlands senior national team. Summer of 24 as a 17-year-old. As a 17-year-old playing for their senior national team. Dropped 13 on Serbia in a big tournament game. And when you visit Aristodes, when you visit his Instagram, he's got that fun quote, "Pressure makes diamonds." And he's been under some pressure, and he's turned it into a diamond a bit tonight.
And he has, and I'm being a little redundant to say he was hurt last year, right? And so that timing, that confidence, that game speed, it's hard. You just can't represent that till you're out there playing. And he went through a few games, some exhibition, red-blue. Probably didn't seem like himself, of course, to him and people watching. But we're seeing it now. And I think once he makes shots, Darren,
That was picked off. Sven Jopmo is on, by the way. There he is. There's Sven as he takes the basketball away. The Frenchman.
Wow. He has a little bit of that. He's got a jump shot. He has two shots. But he has two shots, but he has a jump shot and he has a little bit of a step shot. And that's the one you see right.
He gets the call. Asked us Addison Arnold. We talked about C.D. Gay, who is going to work as well. Jackson Cook, the sophomore out of Oxford, England, Montverde Academy. And of course, Sven Jopmo is on too. Some of the hard-working blue-collar depth chart guys to close out this game for Arizona. And a beautiful lineup and triple. Carl Poom. Poom's averaged 8 a game. He had 12 points against Justice, 4 against Drake.
Look good on that one. Nice screen. He can play that high spot on the screen and roll and pick and pop.
You look at about a good full 2 minutes. That's wonderful to get the deep depth chart guys on like a full 2 minutes. Chance to play a little bit. And a block. He thought he had stepped in there. Frustrating. A little bit of a wry smile there as Addison Arnold from Simi Valley, California. You know, the one who had that big dunk over Gronk.
Yes. Now, I think this was because you didn't see it there. I wonder if his foot was in the restricted area.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, but go back to what you just said. I'm not sure it's ever happened where a walk-on was in the dunk contest and was legitimately dunking some big-time dunks.
Hey, he was getting the student section in there. Come on, thanks for supporting me.
Right.
That was a charge. I love it. Now, these are fun minutes, certainly. It's fun watching the coaches, man, their eyes on these guys. And then the starters, the stars, if you will, with their eyes on these guys, too. And hollering and cheering over there. Jaden Bradley yelling out to the court.
Well, and I got to throw out, normally Tommy Lloyd's son would be in here. Joppo. Tommy Lloyd's son, Liam, we saw him tonight go over and talk to Shane Burkhart. Played for Shane Burkhart. Started for Shane Burkhart, D1, and now not a walk-on anymore. I think there he is. There's Liam right there, Tommy's son. Legit player. I've seen him now in a couple practices, playing the scout team, and as a former D1 starter, has gotten on some heaters. Been fun to watch.
He'll zip underneath. Got a foul that time. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
With his old mates.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I love that this game goes on. I love that all levels. I love that Tommy Lloyd considers the programs within this state. It's so important. I mean, it means so much to a school like NAU, no matter the score. This opportunity for Shane Burkhart, as you said, is everything.
Totally agree.
And when you have some some pay dates, if you will, where you're bringing in somebody that that's a step below at that mid-major level. Why not always consider your in-state teams first?
Absolutely. Not to mention Arizona brought in Embry-Riddle for an exhibition.
Love that too. I agree.
This year, Ben Tucker, former manager.
Right at 30 seconds to go. Somebody give us a thrill. One more thrill from the depth chart.
Oh, nice.
How about that? Came up short. Come on. Addison. Addison.
That was spectacular. It's not often you see a spectacular miss, and that's what that was. That was awesome. Nice little backdoor. Jopmo finds him. That spin was quick.
Royal High School in Simi Valley, California, where he averaged 23, 9 boards, 3 assists his senior year. Battled back from a ton of ankle injuries. I mean, a ton. Surgeries, really went through it. The Simi Valley Acorn, you've read that before, I'm sure, called him the comeback player of the century because of all the injuries.
Really?
He battled through. He doesn't look like an old hampered, does he?
I wouldn't expect that from someone who was in the dunk contest, so they're right. Comeback player. Simi Valley, I think that's our colleague Don McClain country. Gonna go play his UCLA Bruins on Friday.
Note to end things for Chris Coleman on a night in which the Wildcats have a lot good to talk about. They shoot just about 50% on this one. They are victorious 84-46 over Northern Arizona. Next up, UCLA.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an amazing battle. You have the Arizona guys going to get up and down. They want to score 100. UCLA, that tough D, they won't turn it over. So well coached. And, to me, the big story tonight, Arizona's defense really showed up. That allowed Arizona